Okay. And then when you're ready, if you want to fan them, just start to place them down on the ground. Notice if you can place one at a time or if they all go down together. And then just kind of press the toes into the ground slightly, just so you feel all of them. Just try to get equal pressure through all the toes. And then I want you to lean into the toes, just lift up a little bit, just so you can feel, okay, there's my heels. They've come off the floor. And then just set the heels down, let the knees bend and root down into the heels. And then balance your weight between toes and heels. So just have a little sway. It might be from toes to heel, might be from right foot to left foot. Let's take a breath in our nose, out our mouth. Um, Let's do that again. In our nose, out our mouth. Another one to two or three more times, maybe adding in the nose or the pursed lip breath out the mouth, maybe a sigh. And then see, do your arms just want to rest beside you? Or maybe hands come on belly? Maybe one hand on belly, one hand on heart. So just to arrive. So when we offer this sense of touch to the body and awareness, so we're just bringing in our proprioceptive awareness of body and arriving here in the moment and just feeling our body. And there's this quality of when we feel our body, there's a quality of befriending it, listening to it, allowing it to soften. So you feel parts of your body drop down into the earth, feel a little bit more grounded. And your breath will automatically, at its own timing, just flow in and out of your nose. So just let that happen. Feel the temperature of your hands. If they're touching body, maybe they're cool, maybe they're warm, maybe there's a soft pressure. You might be able to relax the shoulders. And just coming in and just feeling this intimate moment of pausing, pausing in awareness. This invitational arrival of starting a new year. So we just acknowledge the year that has passed in gratitude and also allow ourselves to be open to this forthcoming year, to all it brings, all the learning, all the growth, all the emotions. Maybe another exhale out the mouth comes in before you release the hands. And just feel the hands release. If the eyes were closed, you can open them. And we're gonna kind of play a little bit today on a connection that I talk about quite a bit, which is something I was playing with on my mat. So wanting to feel my microphone's falling out. The awareness of just finding your hip bones in the front. So you can just touch them and feel them. And you might feel that your middle finger or ring finger is touching them. And then just reach your thumb up and locate the lowest part of your rib cage. And so I'm just going to turn sideways a little bit. So when we're in awareness, sometimes we can feel, okay, when I exhale, I can feel these two parts come together. So you can feel your hip bone, pubic bone lift up, and your rib cage drop down. And you're not slouching with it when the rib cage drops down. There's still a lift out the head. So just feel that. Feel how it kind of tightens a little bit. You can feel a little connection. So our goal today, do you want to turn it down? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I felt like right away when I started talking, they started talking. So just touch my phone. On the left-hand side of my phone, there's two buttons. And just take the bottom one and just take it down two notches. There you go. Perfect. Yeah. And so that gathering in, so that's your transverse abdominis, right? So it goes rectus, so skin, rectus abdominis, right? External obliques, internal obliques, then your transverse abdominis. So it's the closest to your internal organs. And so when you have this muscle that starts in your back, so there's fascia, and then the muscle starts, and the fibers go horizontally and they wrap around and they feed in all the way to your xiphoid process, all the way down to your pubic bone. And then in, and then there's a big band of fascia here called your aponeurosis. So it feeds into that fascia. Okay, so there's an up and an in. So there's a lot going on, right? Corsets, right? So a lot of the time we talk about, oh yeah, I remember when you get into those things. And but the thing is, so the one thing is that I want you to think of when you have this connection, I want you just to feel it right now, and I want you to breathe while you maintain it. So I want you to try to just breathe within this awareness of feeling the hips lifting, the ribs coming down, and just let this internal support be there while you breathe around it. So try not to let it go. Yeah, so good question. So there's a question here, just because I know those of you online can't hear it, was is the breath more in the back and the side body? Yeah, so you'll feel a little bit more breath kind of coming up through the upper chest, but the side ribs will really start to expand more and the back ribs. So you can feel your breath kind of expand horizontally while keeping connected. So our goal today is in those moments when we transition, you're going to notice yourself losing it. So when transitioning, so that's going to be when you start to lift up your foot. That's a transition, right? So your goal is just choosing one foot to root into. Exhale, feel the hips and the ribs. So sometimes I call these your suspenders. So keep the integrity of your suspenders. So keep bringing them in, start to press down, and then feel the other leg just starting to come up. Now, remember, if it doesn't come up right away, you can go touch down and up. Some of you can lift it up and keep that connection and move the leg. Some of you will kick a ball in space. See, does the leg, yeah, want to maybe even do a few hip rotations so you can come down and do a rotation. I just want to warm up the hips a tiny bit. We passed through our first full moon already. So it was a super moon. Okay, so always affecting the body when we have that. And so you're just going to start to roll. Now, as you're rolling, I want you to see if you can split your focus a little bit. Can you keep awareness of having this soft integrity there the whole time? It's going to go in and out. I'm just going to keep reminding you today. Feeling that lifting up from the lower body, the ribs lowering down, and there's a gathering in. And as you gather in, at the very end, some of you may even feel this up. It happens kind of in front of the spine. Okay, so you're just going to roll through toes to heel, outer foot, inner heel, inner arch. And my body wants me to switch right away to my other foot and just do a little bit of foot rolling on each foot and then go back. So you can stay on one foot for as long as you want. But I'm just going to listen to my body, which I invite you to do as well. Just find that gathering. Notice what it feels like on each side. Maybe you do a few hip rotation. Yeah. 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 Proprioceptively, yeah, you should be able to still ground with having and hearing impairment. It might affect at times, like I know I get a little bit of disorientation from my concussions, and I get a little bit of tinnitus and different things like that. So I do feel it does affect my balance on a day to day, depending on what my nervous system is doing. So some days, yes, but on a whole, because you work so hard on your proprioception, your body understands what it means to ground. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't solve everything, right? Yeah. Yeah. It does probably help with your balance. Yeah. Hmm. Which you should. Hmm. Yeah, you don't want to fall. No, trust me. I've had way too many of them to vouch for you don't want them. Okay, so once you've shifted, do you feel at times? Yeah, right. Yeah. So it is. It's an awareness. I know I'm sitting at my computer and I'm trying to focus on it, and I notice I'm, you know, yeah. So option, what happens is we either do one of two things. So here's neutral pelvis, right? We can connect really easily. When we go into kind of what we call like a schlump. Okay, and this is the pelvis now is tilting posteriorly, which means back, and we drop the chest and we kind of round the shoulders. We go into a kyphotic spine. So this is the other one. And then we can press the diaphragm. We can press all the organs. The other one is ribs popping forward. Okay. And so this is the other posture. And this is where the pelvis tilts anteriorly. And you get a compression in back body and an overextension in front body. And the abs become very lax, very weak in this position. So you're going to notice that you're going to go in between them. Just see if you want to pause and stand with your toes over the dowel or over one ball. Maybe you've already done that. Maybe you pump the heel a little bit. Take a moment. How does it feel when you change the position of your hands? Does it feel okay when you connect to these integral suspenders, maybe the palms facing the legs? How does it feel when you face the arms and the palms forward? Maybe wiggle the fingers a little bit. Some of you may feel as you press down through the toes, can you reach up a little energy out the top of your head? Or sometimes there's a feeling that some people like as if there's little strings on your ears and they're pulling you up on the tips of each of your ears. And you just let your shoulders hang off that internal support. Nice. Just take a few more breaths here. And then just see, does your body want you to do a little movement to finish up one foot? My body was just calling me back to do a little pin and twist on both of my inner arches. So I'm just going to revisit that. When you're done, just move your dowel or ball off to the side. And let's go into a little kind of hop and jiggle, a little fascia kind of warm up and a flow. Mhm. Mhm. Just let your arms swing as they may. You might even feel the heels want to lift and then drop. Oh, oh. Maybe a few breaths out the mouth. You might even feel, oh, my arms want to get bigger. Maybe one arm wishes to go at a time. You might feel forward and back. Just be creative. Just let your body kind of guide you here. So, one of the most important things about fascia is we want to move the energy, right? We want to keep the fascia flowing. So, when we get pockets of stagnation, this is when, um, you know, pain starts, compressing on the nociceptors, which are pain receptors. Our nervous system gets toggled in more of a reactive state. Okay, let's take it into a forward fold. So we're going to go and just bring the arms up. So as you reach your arms up, try to stay connected to those suspenders. Notice what it feels like. Beautiful. Then just shift the weight back a little bit through the heels as the sit bones reach back, they widen. And you just let your torso and your head follow, maybe come down to a right angle. Feel your toes, heels, maybe a more evenness of weight. Gather in. So notice in this plane here, this right angle as you swing your arms. Can you maintain that integral suspender connection? Some of you might choose to hang here and just bend the knees and stay a little bit more at a right angle. And some of you may choose to lift the sit bones up towards the ceiling, keeping them nice and wide as you fold a little bit deeper into your standing forward fold. Let the head go. We're connecting into the receptors now for the blood pressure that are signaling the body to lower the blood pressure so we can start to feel our nervous system slow down. And so we're going to bend the knees and just come into chair pose for a moment. So as you bend your knees, sit your pelvis back and then just lift the torso up. Maybe the arms come up, soften the shoulders, grab into, find that integral suspender connection, lifting up through pelvis, lowering ribs in. Feel all your toes, your inner heel, your outer heel, your breath. Soften the shoulders again. And then press down through your feet. Lift up through your arms and your head as you come up. And then release. Okay, let's do some swinging twists for a moment just to find that other movement of the spine. Oh. Ah. Take a moment, just let that slow down and pause. And I just wanted to go into our lateral release. So, option here is you can interlace fingers and press out through the palm of the hand. Can turn sideways just for visual, and then let the knees bend. Find that integral suspender connection as you lean back through the shoulder blades. Let your head bow and press through the palm of the hand. So press evenly, even through your thumbs, because your thumbs will want to kind of reach back to your chest, but reach out through your thumbs. And then take a moment, maybe even the back slowly starts to sway a little bit. And then you can come up and just go into a little lateral stretch. Now, no, if this is not feeling good on the wrist, you can release it. You can even grab hold of one wrist and tug, and maybe spend some time of rolling forward and opening up. You might switch which wrist you're holding onto as you go to the other side. So if you're holding wrist, you're gently tugging on the arm and the wrist outward. And if you've got your fingers, you're pressing through them. So you can really feel that myofascia chain releasing all the way down through the sides of the rib cage, connecting to the top of the pelvis. Just take a moment here Just to feel. Okay. Let's do a few shoulder rolls now as we inhale, draw the shoulders up, feel a little squeeze, roll them back, exhale, let the breath out the mouth as we bend the knees. Press the feet into the floor. Inhale, draw them up, roll them back, squeeze the shoulder blades together as you exhale, let go. It's a nice chance to let out a sigh if you choose. Go one more, and then we're going to switch. We're going to go the opposite direction. So if you started back, you're going to go now forward. So you're going to feel the shoulder blades squeeze and then circle back and around. Ah, just really coming back and befriending, bless you, body. That's you. And then let the shoulders, once you finish that, just come up, feel a little squeeze, and then just let it drop. Do that a couple more times. Exhale, let it go when you're ready. Your timing here. You might feel like you want to do the pursed breath and the slow descent of the shoulders. Inhale up and then slowly descend as you purse the lips, blow the breath out the mouth. Just notice with each movement, you're gently coming back into body. Yeah. Okay. And then we're just going to take a moment. We're not going to do the full quad release. We're just going to take one foot and just place the top of the foot on the mat just for a moment. You can do it on a chip foam block if you will, if you want as well. And just let the knees bend and just feel the top of the foot release just for a few breaths. Just notice, ooh, is that tight? Is it holding? What's happening? You might do a few ankle circles and come out. And then switch feet and do the other one. So the more that you bend both knees, the more you'll come off the toes and go onto the top of the foot. So if you generously bend, you'll feel that sliding off the toes and you'll find more, there's the top of my foot going into the ankle. And then you can do a few ankle circles. Okay, and then shake the legs. And as we were doing that, we're going to do just a little opening of the hips and a little energy movement before we come down. So we're going to widen our hips about 3 to 4 feet apart. And then we're going to take the toes and angle them out. Good. And you're going to let your knees and the thighs open up. So you start to feel that awareness of the knees projecting over the toes. And then just find a squat. And then take a moment. Can you connect? So can you feel? Now, this is a tricky one because if we have a tendency to lift and let our butt stick out, we really got to focus on lifting up the lower belly. Yeah. Feel the difference of that, Candace? That's yeah. And so sometimes, Candace was saying, imagining your gaze. So while there's that reaching down of the sit bones, right? That and it tugs on the back line. So we're going to do a little flow here. So this one, we're going to keep in our squat. We're going to bring our arms forward. So I'm just tilting my hands down so you can see it online. The pinky side of the hands are leaning into each other. This is a mudra of gratitude. So you're going to exhale, arms come forward. Now you're going to bring your thumbs to touch, the back of the hands to touch. Yes. And as you push into your feet, you're going to stand up. Inhale, open up. Good. You're going to feel the arms come back, squeeze in between the shoulder blades, and then curl your hands in, fold them in. Then you're going to come back down into your squat, back into push putta mudra. Good. Thumbs touch back of the hands. Inhale, open up. Good. Exhale into your squat. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale through. Yes, there it is. Coming up. Feel the inhale, open the chest, exhale down and through. Okay, two more. Last one. Pause here for a moment. Just bring the hands to heart. Feel your legs, feel your feet just grounding into the legs. One more breath. Press down, come up. Heel toe the feet together, shake them out. Find the top of your mat. Find Tadasana again. Reconnect the toes, the heels, the lower hips lifting up, the ribs releasing down and in. Hands are going to come to heart center, palms touching. Inhale. Exhale, arms come down by your side. Let's go into chair again. Yes. Arms come up. Hold for breath. As you exhale, come into a forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to get the hands down onto the floor, nice and wide. Big step back with both feet. You choose which one goes first. Into your inverted V. Oh, keep pressing the hands into the floor. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Walk the legs out if you choose. Bodies are going, yay! So much joy in this pose. You decide how long you want to stay here. Some of you are ready to come into child's pose, so you feel free to go down. You can keep the knees together, you can widen them, let the pelvis sink back. Invite, if body wants to go to each side again, a little bit deeper lateral stretches. The arms reach forward, the pelvis sinks back. And then you transition when you're ready through center. Inhale, exhale. Feel that oppositional. You'll come back to center when you're ready. And then you might even feel here, just for a moment, as you find, do my hands want to be underneath my shoulders? Do I want to be on my elbows? Because maybe you are feeling that the hands or wrists aren't loving being in a hyper extension. I also want to give you a little awareness. So some of you might have an inflated slow mo ball. I deflated mine, but I'm just grabbing my block, which is my 4-inch one. And you can put it in between the thighs for this one. So you can put it inner thighs. You can even go a little bit higher. You can even flip it. You choose. Okay, so either if you're on hands or you're on forearms, then I want you to tuck your toes under a little bit. And then I want you to just sense as you press the forearms, elbows, or the hands into the floor and the toes into the floor, I want you to squeeze the block with the inner thighs. Get your ribs and your hips connected in your suspender, and then just see if you can just levitate the knees off the ground. It might even just be an inch. There it is. Pause there for another breath, and then lower. Good, we're going to try that again. Press down through hands, elbows, if you're on forearms, feet, the toes. Squeeze the block. Feel the ribs and the hips reach towards one another. Good. Lower down. Now go into a few spinal waves. So you can flatten the feet if you want. You can keep the toes tucked under, whatever you choose. Just start with the exhale, reach the sit bones down, let the back round up, head releases. And then the sit bones reach up, keep them wide, lower back arches, heart opened, gentle gaze forward. Now notice when you go into an extension, so that's inhale, when the sit bones are reaching up and the head's reaching forward, notice how much you're losing your integrity of your suspenders. Can you just pull them in a little bit to keep a soft connection? So maybe it's going to minimize your range of motion, but you're going to feel more integral and strong. Good. And then option here, some of you might feel like you're done being on the hands and knees and you just want to come on the floor. And some of you might want to come into wave with me. So you can keep the block there as well. And you're going to sink back into a child's pose as the arms come forward. And then you're going to inhale, exhale, you're going to round up. So you're taking that cat cow and you're coming in first to a plank on the knees. Good. And then you're going to reach back through pelvis. Inhale, exhale, come back into child's pose. So just do that a couple more times. Inhale, exhale, unfurl into plank. Go back into child's pose. So resist going into the full upper dog yet. Okay, now we're going to unfurl. Once you hit plank, now watch, you're going to really have to lift up your pubic bone, the hip bones, reach down through your ribs as you extend into upward dog. So try to keep that connection. Try to keep your sit bones wide and then reach back through pelvis. Just do that a couple times. Yeah? Got a cramp? You got a cramp in your foot? Yeah. So tuck your toes under when you do it instead of having them flat. We have a couple of people doing foot cramps. Yeah, I know. Is it top of foot, underneath the foot? Where are you feeling it? Yep. Catherine, arch towards toe or here? Yeah. In here. Okay. Interesting. So where you feel your cramp means you need to do a little bit more myofascial release. Okay. So it's very tight and congested wherever you're feeling it. Okay. So that's a cue to you wherever you feel it. You might just sit and do some hand, yeah, of coming out and maybe opening up that area a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. So you decide how long you want to go for, then you're going to roll around to the side. You're going to come down. Okay. And you can keep your block there, or you can pull it out, but I want you to maintain your suspender connection. If you find the block helps you to squeeze, I want you to feel nice and tall first. Then you're going to allow the pelvis to posterior tilt. And you're going to feel that gathering. Arms are very soft. Your shoulders, you're going to try to be really relaxed. And just see if as you go part way down, if you can just pause here. Just try to stay connected. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Feel that strength there, right? Pull it in and up. And then slowly lower down all the way. Control it. Good. Lift the thighs towards you. Give them a hug. You can remove your block at this time. We're going to do a little release for the hips. So hands can be just on the outside of the knees. You can hold the back of the thighs. And you're going to exhale the legs towards you. Separate the legs, circle them out and around and away from you. And then back together. Exhale. Circle towards you, separate, circle out and around, just working through the hips here. Do one or two more in this direction, and then you're going to go the other direction. Good. And then when you're ready, just reach the arms and the legs in the air, give them a little shake it, shake it, shake it. And then I just want you to drop your feet to the floor, knees bent. And I just want you to find that connection here on the floor. So you're going to feel more of your back body, especially your lower back ribs below the shoulder blades, connecting to the floor. Once you feel your rib cage in the front reach down towards your hips, you're going to feel the back of your ribs press into the floor a little bit more. And then you're going to feel your hips lifting up. And you're going to feel more of the lower back coming towards. So there's a nice connection of integrity. So this is your feeling on the ground. So I just want you to notice, release that, let your ribs pop up towards the ceiling, let your back ribs come away from the floor. Notice what it feels like when you go into a little bit more of an excess lordotic lower back curve, and your pelvis is now tilting away from the floor, which is an in anterior tilt. Okay, and then you're going to bring it together. So lower the ribs, lift the hips, let the back ribs and the lower back start to come towards the floor. Feel that integral connection. Good. Now breathe around it. So maybe more of the breath goes to the side of the ribs. Maybe you feel for the first time a little bit more connection to breathing into your back body, which is very elusive. Each time you exhale, think of that suspender connection coming in. Okay, so you have an option here. Some of us like to put a little bit of height underneath our pelvis when we go into the tapping. So I've got a semi-inflated slow-mo ball. Some of you might have a pillow. Some of you might even have a foam roller that you want to put underneath the pelvis. I'm going to go semi-inflated for me today under the pelvis of my ball. Okay, and then you're going to choose, do you want to use something to tap with, or do you just want to use your hands? But I want you to find that connection to lift your legs up towards you. So I haven't brought in the SH breath, but some of you might even find that breath helps you. There's another breath, which is an S breath, that might allow you to feel more connected. So I want you to explore, but I want you to feel hips lifting up, ribs coming down to allow your legs to come up towards you and then extend them in the air. Okay, we're going to shake them out. And then you're going to tap as we get into the mechanoreceptors through the shins, the calves. Okay, and I want to do whole leg. So I want you just to feel the whole leg. So you can come all the way up and tap all the way through your iliotibial band, your hamstring, that's the back of your thigh, top of your thigh, the inner thigh. So just feel the whole leg. Hey, you can also do the plowing technique to help with circulation, where you put a little bit of pressure either with the hands or the dowel, and then you drag while maintaining that pressure up to below the knee. You can even go and pull up through the outside of the knee. I really like doing the plow through the outside of the knee. You can go into the iliotibial band, through the front of the quad. So the pressure is up from the ankles to the hips, to the heart. So you're helping to release stagnation. You're also helping to get into the Pacinian mechanoreceptors that help with feeling more embodied. So we feel our body a little bit more, calms our nervous system. Take some breaths out the mouth when you need to, switch legs when it calls you to, shake the limb when it calls you to. Because the fascia flows through all of our systems of the body. It is a mediator for all of our systems. So the more that we focus on the fascia, the healthier all of our systems will be, our immune system, our cardiovascular system, and feeling the nervous system, the muscular system. Some of us felt a little awareness in the feet. I was doing a lot of work over the holidays of just using my hands to feel the skin and the muscles and the fascia and massaging just to get into a relationship with it. So remember, you can go across the muscle and the fascia as well. So it's called cross fibering, or you can go and kind of plow up it like what we're doing with the dowel. And if you want, you might even feel that you want a little bit of a deeper hip release. So maybe one leg, I'm using my left because it's closest to you, that externally rotates, and maybe you put your ankle on your thigh and you might come into a figure four just to release the hip. Might even want to go into the hamstring of extending that leg that's not receiving the hip stretch up into the air. Yeah, good. So if you're doing the leg stretch like me, I want you to think of, and this is something we started on in the fall, but I want to bring it in a little bit more. I want you to think of the line of connection from your heel through the knee to your sit bone, which is at the very bottom of the pelvis. So I want you to feel your sit bone reach towards the ground as your heel reaches up to the ceiling. That's what's straightening your legs. So we're taking any strain off the knee, and then you're allowing your toes to come and kind of reach back towards your face. So you're really feeling that elongation up the back of the leg. And you can try the other leg. So to lengthen the leg, I want you to feel sit bone reaching down, heel lengthening up. There you go. That looked really good. That looked really good, Alexandra. Yeah. You can really feel how that leg comes into a straight leg. Oh, good. Some of you are pointing, flexing the foot, dorsii and plantar. You might even ankle circle here. So just take some time. Okay, when you point the toes outward, that's eversion. When you point the toes inward, that's inversion. Wow. Okay, and then we're just going to take the dowel down for a moment. And so each of us has a little bit of height underneath our pelvis, which is an inflated slumber ball, or we've got a block, or we've got a pillow, or maybe we even have our foam roller. And then I just want you to bend your knees a little bit more. Hey, bring your arms up. And I just want to go into canoe for a moment. So some of you might feel, oh, I want to put something in between the thighs. So maybe it is a block that comes in. Maybe you just stay without it. But I want you to find your rib and your hip connection. Ah. So maybe it's that S sound. Maybe it's that SH sound that helps you. Okay. And then when you move your arms and your legs away, this is where you're going to lose it. And you're going to want to overarch your back. And so I really want you to stay connected as you move your arms and legs away from one another, of pulling in and up. It's really challenging for me to talk while I do it, but to really only move in the range of motion where you can stay connected to this transverse abdominis. Good. And then if you have a block in between the thighs, I want you to pull it out, and I want to go right into scissors. So I want you to keep this internal connection, keep the belly drawing in and up, and you're going to move right arm, right leg up overhead. Left arm, left leg is releasing towards the floor. It doesn't need to touch. And then you're going to switch, but only move in the range of motion. You really got to keep lifting the pubic bone, the lower belly, those hip bones up as the ribs go down. There it is. Try to stay fluid. Good. Should really feel your transverse abdominis working. So your belly's going, wow. You can really feel that connection. Good. We're just going to do a couple more. You don't feel anything working in your belly, then you need to just pause and find the connection and then move. You just shake it out a little bit, pause. Good. And then you're going to drop your feet to the floor, lift that support out from underneath your pelvis. Take a moment. Some of you might wiper the legs a little bit from side to side. Exhale as you come to each side. Some of you might just pause there. Some of you might just take up a little bit of space with your arms, your legs. Okay, we're going to continue on our tapping. So we're going to tap belly with hands just to let that release here. Go all the way up, tap through rib cage, chest, sternum. Bring in the B breath, that Brahmari breath when you want. Inhale through nose, humming through lips. This is connecting to our vagus nerve, this B breath. Okay, it's our longest cranial nerve running from the base of our skull all the way through our torso, our lungs, our heart, goes into our face, our ears, all the way down into your digestive organs. Hey, tap through your arms. Don't forget about your arms. Maybe the arms come up. Yeah, there you go. Give a little wiggle. Pause when you feel ready. And we're going to just take a moment here just to feel our body. And we're going to go into the smiley face. So we're going to do a little axle rotation. So if you have a semi-inflated slow-mo ball, so I'm going to see if I can articulate this and even share it with you. So instead of putting it right underneath the pelvis, you can lower it down towards the bottom half of your pelvis so that you can feel part of it is kind of sticking out underneath below my buttocks, and part of it is supporting the lower half of my buttocks. So when you lift your legs up, you can feel your lower back and the upper part of your hips are on the floor, but the slow ball is kind of helping the pelvis stay lifted. So I just want you to take the arms out of the equation for a moment. Remember, you can always put a block in between your thighs. And I want you to squeeze. Now I want you to feel that lifting up of your pelvis as the ribs lower down. So feel connected. When you inhale and exhale over to one side, you want to go over to one side, but try to minimize your movement so you're not going so far that you can stay connected. And you're going to lift up on each side. So you are doing a U shape. And when you transition through center, I want you to notice that you're not losing the rib and the hip connection. So I want you to maintain your connection through center. And the slow-mo ball is there. And some of you may find, oh, yeah, I like that slow-mo ball, or I don't. It's just helping you. Use some sounds if you want. Good. Yes. A lot of you are a lot more connected. Use any sounds, the SH breath, the S breath. And if you find, oh, the arms feel like they just want to come in spontaneously, then let them flow from side to side to release the torso. If not, just keep the arms on the floor. Ah, there you go. Some of you may even find, oh, I want to extend my legs. So remember, extending the legs comes from not straightening at the knee, but reaching through the heel and reaching back through both sit bones. So the sit bones reaching towards the floor and the heels are reaching up. And you're keeping connected in your core. And as you bend your knees, you come to center with arms and the legs. Then you reach up through the heels, but the pelvis and the sit bones reach down to the floor. That's what straightens your legs. Yeah. Good. Beautiful. Couple more if you want. Go slow. Don't rush it. It's a deeper connection that we're going through. I'm just watching over you. Pause when you're ready. Take the slow-mo ball out, drop the feet to the floor. Maybe do a few wiper movements again. Sometimes you can have the feet parallel. Sometimes you can have the feet wide, the width of the mat, and just let the legs wiper from side to side. Hey, can you feel a little bit deeper connection coming in? Yes? No? A little bit? Yeah? Okay, I didn't want to ask you why you were doing it because I know how difficult it is for me to talk while I do it. Good. Okay. Now you're gonna just come back. So when we do the swaying from side to side, it just helps to release the whole body, right? So that we can just release some of the effort in the body. So we're gonna decide. So you have a couple options here. I'm gonna do this in a couple different layers, depending how deep you want to work. So some of you might feel, I want to support my head with a bolster. I feel that feels really good. Or a slow-mo ball, tugging it, putting that behind the neck. Maybe that feels good for you. And some of you may also just want to interlace the fingers and create a little sling of a hammock behind the head. So your head is resting in the hands. So there's lots of different options here. And the head is just gently hovering off the floor if you're putting the fingers behind the head. Okay, inner elbows gather. Now I want you to feel your feet on the floor. Now I want you to press right foot gently into the floor, pelvis into the floor. Now exhale, use your sounds if you want to lift the hips up, the ribs down, and then the left leg is going to come up. So the knee is going to stay bent, but the shin's going to be parallel to the floor. And then you're going to just exhale and just lift the torso up a little bit, just so you're engaging the core a little bit. Relax the head into the hands if you're using it. If not, the head is just resting on the slow-mo ball. Okay, and then you're going to exhale. You're going to imagine that you're pushing a wall away. And now see, can I stay connected the whole time as I'm here? And then you're going to inhale and draw back, and you're going to do 3 times on one side. Exhale, pushing away. Yeah, good. Keep pressing the back into the floor. Keep both hips equally heavy. Yeah, inhale. Good. Exhale. Nice. And then as you bring the leg back, I want you to lower the torso down. Head's going to come all the way on the floor. If you have a slow-mo ball under your head, that's fine. Arms are going to come down. You're just going to touch your rib cage. Okay. So where your hips and your ribs are connected, that suspender connection of your hands, the elbows may touch the floor. Then you're going to extend this left leg by reaching the pelvis and the sit bone down to the floor, reaching the heel up to the sky. Good. Pulling the toes back on that left foot towards your body. Just feel the extension. Drop the pelvis, reach it into the floor. Good. And then do a little bend of the knee. Keep connected through your ribs and hips as we lower the leg down and up. Maybe that SH sound comes in. Notice when you lower the leg down, don't puff out your belly, pull it in and up. Stay connected here. There you go. One or two more. Hey, I was going to use the strap for this, but I've shifted a little bit. Okay, then you're going to pause. As your left leg comes up, you're going to bring your right leg up. Okay, now you're going to either hold the back of your thighs with the knees generously bent, widen the knees and the thigh. Some of you may feel, oh, I just want to grab my ankle. Some of you may feel, oh, I can grab my feet. Okay, so just going into a baby pose. You're either here, and you can rock a little bit. So you're going to pull down on your thighs and your legs, your feet, and then gently push your legs into your arms, your hands, just so you can feel your lower back press into the floor a little bit more, your pelvis. Yeah. Just take a few more breaths. Little play here. Okay, you're going to roll onto your left side just a little bit. So you can be holding the back of the leg, the ankles, the feet. Your right heel is going to come to the buttocks. And then I want you to lengthen through your left leg. Okay, so that's sit bone, heel. Good. And then you're going to bend that leg, roll back onto your back, roll onto your right side. Left heel to your left buttocks as you extend through right leg. Sit bone and pelvis reach down to the floor as the heel extends up. Here, we're going to do that one more time. Bend the right knee, right heel towards the buttocks. Come onto your back, roll onto left side, extend left leg. Yeah, there it is. Come back. Heel comes to your buttocks, right leg extend. Good. You're going to come back to center. You're going to release down. Take a moment. Few breaths. Okay, we're going to do our other side. So if you're finding your neck and your head is a little bit feeling like it just wants to rest on something, remember you can support. If not, you're going to interlace your fingers without thinking about it. And that's how you interlace them before. So I just want you to switch your interlace. So that means all of your fingers just switch position, comes behind your head again, inner elbows gather. Now, you press your feet into the floor, press the pelvis, press the lower back, feel the ribs in the hips come up towards one another, and your torso may levitate a little bit. Head is heavy in the hands. Now, this time, right leg comes up, shin parallel to the floor. Good. Now, you're going to exhale like you're pushing a wall away as the leg gently extends. Keep your ribs and your hips connected. Then you inhale, you bend the knee, you draw that right thigh towards you. And you exhale, you push the wall away. There it is. Yeah, good. And then you inhale back. One more time. Now, as you get more comfortable, you can feel, okay, I can kind of hover here for a moment. I can feel from the tip of my toes to the tip of my head. I can feel my whole body, feeling I'm connected. And then as you draw that leg back, you're going to lower the torso down. Then you're going to extend that right leg up to the air. Right heel reaches up, pelvis reaches back down to the floor. Just feel a straight leg here. Good. Then you're going to just bend it a little bit. And then you're going to lower that leg down. As you lower down, keep connected, okay, to that internal suspender, the transverse abdominis. You're going to lower down and up, swinging gait. Sometimes I find that S sound really helps me get the lower pubic bone and the lower transverse going. So you might find that fires the lower transverse as you do it one or two more times. Good. And then when the foot comes down, you're going to widen the feet, the width of your mat, arms down by your side. You're just going to go into a little spinal twist. So exhale over to one side. Head releases, same direction as the legs. Keep feeling the lower pubic bone and the lower belly and the hip bones lifting up and the ribs reaching down as you're here. And then roll the pelvis back on the floor as you inhale, exhale to the other side. So we're just doing some release. Keep thinking of staying connected in your suspenders. Just releasing the quad right now and the psoas. Okay, you're going to come back to center and then choose, do I want to do that one more time? Do I want to just rest? The more you lift up through your pubic bone and the lower hips, and you lift that up and you let the ribs come down, you'll feel your psoas on the top leg and the quad let go. Good. Okay, now we're going to go as we come back into center. So you just finish each side, however long it takes you, and just come back into center. Now you're going to choose, how do I want to do the arm series? We are going to invite in the weights here as well. So you might just decide, oh, I just want to be flat on the floor, knees bent, constructive rest. This is me. Some of you might feel, oh, I want to go into heart bed. This is mine today to explore. You might have that block, the bolster. Okay. Either sitting very close to the bolster or having a chip foam block there if you need it. Okay, if you are using weights, they're just gathered beside you. Okay, knees are bent. Okay, even though we're doing our arms, you want to make sure that you maintain this integral connection that we've been working on the whole time. Bless you. So you're going to bring arms up. We're going to start in Cobra Hood. So you can be holding your weights, or you can have the palms of your hands together. I sometimes even just hold the weights and even touch my fingers together as well. So the weights just kind of hovering in between index and thumb, elbows bend. Okay, keep that connection, the ribs and the hips, and you're going to extend the arms overhead. Now watch, if your back of your ribs come off the floor of the bolster, then you've lost your connection. That might be your exhale, and then you inhale, hands back over the heart. Feel your toes gently grasping into the floor, your heels, lifting up the lower belly. Just releasing the upper psoas now and the diaphragm. And then as you extend your arms overhead, we're going to go into chopping wood from here. So I really want you to try to get nice and connected here. And then you're going to keep the arms extended, and you're just going to bring the arms up and down towards your legs. And then you're going to reach them up to the ceiling and overhead. So try not to go too far, only find the range of motion that works for you where you can stay connected. So you're in neutral pelvis. Ah, nice, nice and slow. And so what we're doing is we're just stressing the muscles in the fascia a little bit, help them find more integrity and hydration, let them unwind. Yeah. Then we're going to go right in. Now you're going to choose as you bring your arms up so that the fingers are pointing towards the ceiling. You're going to open your arms a little bit and just take the weights. If you don't want to use them anymore, you don't have to, but you can take your index and your thumb and wrap the index and thumb around your weight. So you're touching the pad of the index, the pad of the thumb. Palms are facing towards the legs, little bend of the elbows. Now, as you inhale, exhale, you're going to open the arms. Now, watch the minute you open your arms, your back is going to want to pull away from the floor of the bolster. So keep leaning it, keep reaching the ribs down. This is a really good time to even use the SH breath or the S breath. Don't go too far. Some of you may turn your head to the side and then come back. It's really working the front of the body here. So you can really feel it as you load the muscles in the fascia with the weights. You can feel that connection as you're leaning the pad of the index and the pad of the thumb into each other, that muscle fascia connection, myofascia connection, all the way through the arms to the heart. Beautiful. Now just see, do you want to do one more to each side or even it out? Not too sure where you are. Once you finish each side, you're going to turn the palms of the hands to face one another and then turn them to face the wall behind you. Then you can switch. You can touch your thumb to the middle finger or the thumb to the ring finger. A little bend of the elbows. So you have heavy elbows, heavy triceps as you open the arms out to the side. So you really feel the weight just resting in the palm of the hand. And as you open it out to the side, you can feel how you're using the whole shoulder girdle now. Yeah, good. Keep leaning the back ribs into the floor of the bolster. Choose if you want to turn your head or not. Notice if there's one shoulder or shoulder blade that wants to always lift away from the floor. Are your feet still connected? Yeah, you got it. Whenever it's done, you're going to pause. And the last one that we're going to do, we're doing the full series. So you're going to now just release the hands. You can just gently hold the weights if you're using them, or just have your fingers nice and open, just letting there be a soft squeeze of the index and thumb. And your palms are facing your legs. Arms and hands are directly over your head, your eyes. And then you're going to open your arms as you draw each side of a circle. So palms are going to face one another. And then the pinky side of the hands are going to come towards one another. And you don't need to touch here. So just keep your weights apart, your hands apart. Then you're going to go back to index and thumb coming back towards one another. So this is half moon. So what we're doing is we're working the internal, external rotation of our shoulders. Really helpful. So when we load and we stay connected in integrity, we're really helping the integral awareness of our shoulder girdle. So if any of us have had injuries here, remember you can let the weights go at any time. This is our last one. So just decide, do you want to do one or two more circles to feel full moon? Ah. And then when you're done, you just release the weights. If you're still using them, arms are off to your side. Some of you may stay in in heart bed, and maybe the feet come together, soles of the feet touch, legs open into butterfly. You might even feel, oh, I just want to reach my arms up. So I'm on the bolster here. You can reach your arms up, and you might even grab elbow, right hand to left elbow, left hand to right, and maybe open up. If that's too much, don't do it. It's a nice release through the chest. If you've been doing the weights, you might even just let the arms fold over. They might feel more comfortable down by your side. And remember, if butterfly doesn't feel good for you, you can bring your legs together. You can roll off. Got about 5 minutes left of class here. So just check in. This might be where your body says, yeah, I feel great here. I just want to be here. Some of you may feel, oh, I want to transition. Body wants to be in a different pose, or it needs a few movements, maybe an extra layer. So happy you brought your cozy sweater. Yeah, you just need it on the feet. Yeah, I know. Yeah, good. And as you take a few breaths, let the breath, one or two or three, out the mouth, just so that you arrive here. Oh. And as you come down to the end of the practice, just feeling that quality of really noticing your body. I feel the whole back body on the bolster or the floor. Notice that gentle ease of that autonomic function of your breath just flowing in and out of you. But your awareness very present to body, to breath, to this moment. And this is what it means to be presently grounded in the here and now. Starting off in our roots. And the poem that came to be shared today is called Remain Grounded, to start off our new year. When life meets us with challenges, try to remain grounded. Like a tree with deep roots anchored in the quiet truth of who you are. Let the world shake if it must, but feel your roots in the earth. The steady pulse beneath the noise. The steady pulse beneath the noise. As your branches reach towards the sky, strong, flexible, and determined. Grounding doesn't mean you're untouched by fear or everyday concerns. It means you let them pass through you without allowing them to consume you. Remember to breathe and remember to remain present. In doing so, you give yourself a place to stand while the storm moves around you. And from that place, even as the branches sway, the smallest step forward becomes possible. Stay in this presence for another couple minutes. And here in this last moment of this minute, maybe for us in the studio, we can hear the sounds of the rain, and the cars moving through the rain. You at home may hear sounds in your home. Just allowing that sense of hearing to float your awareness and being in body, but also noticing the world around you. Feel body, feel breath, and notice the world around you. So this interplay between feeling grounded in your center, a stable connection to your roots and your breath and the moment, and to the whirl of the world moving around. So there's this interplay back and forth. Remember, allowing things to pass through you. The minute we brace against what's happening, then we start to become reactive. So just see if throughout this day, even you can just be aware of your body, your breath, noticing what's happening, letting things pass through you. Feel when you start become reactive or bracing. Good thing once you notice it is just let the breath out the mouth. Ah. And then you arrive back here and you might feel, oh, I need another one. You do it again. And let's do one more just to create that anchor. Ah. Awareness and breath helps us come back with this power of intention as we start to wiggle fingers and toes, move arms and legs, take up space, stretch, yawn. Just come, just feel yourself. Still staying aware of yourself as you come back into presence of moving and preparing to meet the world. And you'll release any props that you don't need. You'll take your time to roll over. You'll sit up at your timing. And you find your leg position that works for you. So maybe it's cross-legged, maybe it's straight, maybe even being in butterfly with the soles of the feet together feel good. I really want you to notice that lifting up of the lower belly and the ribs gathering down as you release your arms down beside you, palms face forward. So feel that intention as you exhale out mouth. feeling your roots, and then press into your pelvis as you inhale. Let the arms float up without lifting your rib cage up and out of that connection. As your palms touch, exhale, feel yourself drop into your body from the crown through your face, the throat, torso, the pelvis. Press down, gather up that intention of awareness as you inhale. As the palms touch, receive that awareness through body. So you exhale. At your own timing, you'll do one more, and we'll just pause at the essence of our heart. You might even find the thumbs touching heart, palm to palm. The head may bow. Just feeling as we practice together, how we all weave together in our energetic intention. We feel this fascial web connecting us, holding each other from the practice. This energetic thread weaves us together. We just let the eyes open, the head come up. Our eyes will open when they're ready. So nice to practice and find all of us on our mats again. Yay. Thank you for being online.